What's up, speaker friends? Michelle V here. And have you ever been to an interview, or you've done a summit, or you hosted your own event and no one got your thing? By your thing, I mean like you offered a freebie or a coaching session or a strategy session, or maybe you were selling something during that conversation and nobody really took you up on that offer. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to get more people to say yes to your thing, right? And no matter what you're selling or offering these people, whether it's paid or not, there's one thing that I see a lot of people miss that keeps other people from saying yes to your thing. So let's dive into that today. And again, if you don't know me, my name is Michelle V, and I am the creator of Inspire Speaker School and the Inspire Speaker Certification Network and Program. And I love talking about speaking. And I did a few interviews recently, and I noticed this one thing over and over on the people that I interviewed. So I wanted to bring it up today so that you won't miss it. Whenever you jump on, whether it's an interview or you're sharing a quick live video just like this one, or maybe you've doing an entire webinar, there's one thing that you really need to do in order to build desire for the thing that you have to offer. And before we get to that, I want to ask you, why do people get your thing, right? Why are they going to click and give you their email address to get your freebie? Why are they going to click to come on your coaching, to sign up for your coaching program or whatever? And the simple answer is this: they wanna, okay? They either wanna click on your thing or they don't wanna, okay? And it all comes down to desire. It all comes down to desire. And the thing that I see most people do, especially on interviews, is as coaches, as people with the solution, we want to just go out there and we're like, hey, here's the solution. You've been looking for it and here it is. But the problem is that most people haven't gone through the same brain process, the same struggles and journey that you've gone to realize that the solution is their solution. Okay, so the solution that you have, they don't recognize that it's their solution, and therefore they don't want to buy it. They don't want to click on the button. They don't want to spend time with you. But if you can help them see that your solution is the solution that they've been looking for, then they are so much more likely to say yes to your thing. So how do you do that? How do you help people wanna say yes to your thing? And it's not about convincing or manipulating, right? You're not convincing people to want your thing or making people want your thing. You're not even actually getting them to say yes. What you're doing is you're being so incredibly clear about your thing that is building desire in those people who genuinely are looking for that thing. So let's give you an example. If I was a mindset coach, let's say that I'm a mindset coach and that I help people with a what's that thing? Dream board, like a vision board. Let's say I help people create a vision board and I help them to do visualizations every single day so that they can create the life of their dreams. Okay. So some people are familiar with vision boards and it's like pretty cool. But again, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm busy. I don't know if I want to take the time to even look at your free thing about a vision board, or maybe hosting an event about a vision board. I don't know. Right. So let's say that I'm going to host an event about a vision board building event where I'm going to create, it's my boot camp, right? We're going to do this vision board boot camp. We're going to help you create a plan for 2025 to achieve your dreams in 2025. If that's the thing that I'm going to sell at the end, that's what I'm going to offer at the end of our conversation, then what you want to do is build out whatever you're going to offer at the end. You want to build out whatever you're going to build that conversation around that thing that you're offering and do it backwards. And I want to ask you, what's the point? Okay. Every single thing that you put into your conversation, it needs to have a point to being there. So again, if I'm going to offer a training about a vision board that's going to help you in 2025, I'm going to start with my story at the beginning, whenever some story of some kind. And this is what's really going to build desire in your audience, is to have the story. the story, the before and the after story. Okay. This is like super simple stuff. You might have heard of it 1,000 times, but whenever you've seen maybe those weight loss commercials or the skincare commercials, those ones are the best. The wrinkle cream where they have the before and the after, and they just, all they could do on that infomercial is just show you before and after, before and after, before and after. And you'd be like, I want that. Right? Like, I suffered with skin issues my whole life. And if you showed me before and after and you told me, oh, they've tried every other product, but look, then I'd be like, oh, I got to try that product. Right? And so it builds desire, but that's my problem, right? It builds my desire, the before and after. When you see the before and after, it builds your desire because you have, if you have that problem, right? So if I have a skin problem and I'm looking for a skincare product, then this before and after is like, boom, I've got to have that thing, right? Or so for my example products that I'm doing here today, the vision board, right? If I am an entrepreneur and I want to hit a certain number in my business, and then I want to see in the before and after that the vision board is going to help me do that, right? There's 1,000 different ways that I can reach my goal, but your solution, in order for me to want your solution, I have to see how your solution is going to solve my problem, right? So super simple. So for example, if I was telling you about my vision board, then I would do before and after. I would say, okay, I would pick certain things from my story that are going to tell you how awful it was before and how many years I struggled before I found the vision board. And then I would tell you all about the vision board. And then I'd say, okay, now after I did the vision board, bam, it was like magic. And now I have the life of my dreams and the business of my dreams, right? And so I'm going to give you a quick story that is actually a true one. So whenever I was a health coach, I struggled, it was the end of the year. Actually, it was the beginning of the year. We were doing taxes one year, and taxes, who here loves taxes? It was a fabulous time, right? So we're doing our taxes, we're adding everything up. And my husband, he knew that the entire year before I'd been spending 50, 60 hours in my office. I'm thinking about my business all the time. I'm putting some time into that bad boy, right? And he knew, and he saw me struggle all year long with this business. And so he looks at me and he looks at the number and he looks at me and he says, Michelle, you are spending way too much time to have made that much. How many of you have had that situation happen before where you started your business, your entrepreneur journey, because you're like, wow, I'm going to have so much more time. I'm going to use my time my way. I'm going to build my own business. I'm going to be making money my way. It's going to be so fun. And then you end up spending more time on your business than you would if you just had a full-time job. And then on top of that, to add insult to injury, you actually are getting paid less money than you would if you just had a job, right? And so this is me. I was pouring my passion. I was pouring my time and my energy and my passion into my business, but I wasn't making any money doing it. And in fact, when I went back and calculated how much I was making per hour, it was like $1.50 per hour for that year. Do you guys want to know how much it was that was not worth it? It was $10,000. I made $10,000 in profit that entire year. Not profit, excuse me, revenue. The money that came in, right? I didn't even make money. In fact, I was in the hole, right? And he said, you spent too much time to have made that much. So guess what I did? I said, you know what? You're right. Okay. And I'm changing the story a little bit here. That's when I decided to sit down and put together a vision board, because I had heard that vision boards were the thing. So I put together this vision board and I hung it on my wall, and I said, oh, I'm going to have this kind of house and this is how much money I'm going to make. And I put pictures of me welcoming on all of my clients and me serving them. And I put this big vision board above my wall and I looked at it every single day. And when I looked at that vision board every single day, I remembered and I dreamed about all of the things that I had. And I just imagine that I had them already. Okay. And then once that happened, it took 3 days. Actually, it took 1 week. And in that 1 week, after I started looking at my vision board, I made more in that 1 week that I did in the entire previous year. Okay. So now that I told you that story, which I edited a little bit to include the dream board, this is a true story, but I actually used a different method. But for the sake of this example, I use the dream board, right? So now that you listen to that story, if you are an entrepreneur and you've been struggling to make ends meet and you've been spending all of your time on your business and it just isn't working, and I told you, hey, this is what worked for me. And by the way, I have a boot camp coming up. I've got like a quick training coming up that's going to show you exactly what I did so that you can have the same results. How many of you, come on, comment in the chat, friends, how many of you would be like, I need to go to that. I need to go check this out. What was she doing? I've done vision boards before, but maybe she did them a little bit different way. Or like, I want to make in 1 week more than I did the previous year, right? Just by doing that one thing. And for me, it was actually like, I do a different kind of visualization for this, but that was a true story, right? But if I told you that story, did you see how I gave you the before and the after? And it built desire in the thing that I knew that I was going to offer you at the end of our conversation. That is how you create desire in your audience. This is how you get more people to say yes to your thing, right? And what I see whenever I do these interviews is most people are talking about their story. They're telling their story. I could have come on here and I could have said, oh, I was struggling so much in my business. I only made $10,000 last year. And then or it wasn't last year, 1 year, like the year before. And then I started doing these vision boards, and then I made $50,000 that year, right? I could just say it like that, but even that's better than nothing. It's the before and after. But there was a very structured way that I pulled you into the story. I pulled you into the pain of before, and I could have pulled you a little deeper and told you, how embarrassed I was and how my husband looked at me and he said, look, you got to go get a real job. This ain't working. Right? Who's been there? Who here has felt like who here has had someone to tell you to give up on your business, to give up on your passion, whenever deep down you know that you have something to share. You know that you have a message. You know there's people out there that are waiting for you to get your stuff together so that you can share it with them, right? How many of you know that? How many of you are with me and you're not willing to go get a real job because you have the job that you want, right? Like I could have gone into it even deeper. And so it's really, you're giving them the before and after, but you're drawing them into the before and the after so that they can visualize themselves in that experience. And the more that you can put them in that experience and you can help them see that the thing that you have to offer is the solution to the problem that they have, then they are willing to purchase it. They're willing to click on the button, to buy it, to do whatever the thing, plan the whole year. Chad's like, yes, to do the thing, right? And so that was just an example that I was sharing with you. But what I do have to offer you is we are doing a boot camp where I'm going to show you, it's not a vision board boot camp. See how I did the exact opposite, right? What I'm going to show you is how to build that desire in your audience. And we're doing a boot camp. It is a half-day boot camp where we're going to map out, we're going to go deeper on this. We're going to map out everything that you need in order to use speaking to become a highly paid speaker and coach in 2025. So if you know that you have a message that matters, if you want to deliver it in a way where more people say yes to your thing, and you want to have your year plan for 2025 so that you can do that in 2025 with confidence, then you can head on over to inspirespeakerschool.com/bootcamp and register for our bootcamp that we have going on. There'll be more details there. That's going to be a blast. So thank you so much for watching. Go out there and help other people with your message. Don't give up. I'll even share with you the actual system that I used during that story to really go from $10,000 a year to creating the life of my dreams. That story really did happen. I'll show you the exact framework that I actually used. That wasn't a vision board. It was something slightly different, but I'll share that story with you. We'll go over your offer. We'll go over what to share during your message and all of that jazz. So if you're interested in joining us, click on that button below. You can check out more information, or you can DM me and ask me what's up. Okay. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.